I wrote a letter to myself and I'm reading it to you because when I tell you today, I had a feeling of burning my life down and starting over completely. That feeling is so real. And I'm not having a breakdown by any means. I'm actually experiencing a breakthrough and I want to tell you about it. And you wouldn't believe what triggered this because 3 weeks ago, I literally accepted a job that I have outgrown. And yeah, let's get into it. This is my letter, and I'm reading it publicly to you. I'm 36, and I am not living the life that I want. I've come so far. I have healed. I've done the work. I've grown, but I still wake up and think, this is not how I want my life to feel. I recently accepted a job. 3 weeks in, I already know it's not the job for me. Not because it's bad, but because I'm not aligned anymore. And I've done too much work to keep choosing what doesn't fit. I accepted this job based off of previous alignment, thinking there was still room and space for me there in this industry, not realizing when I worked there previously, that was for a certain season and time of my life. That season is not today's season and it no longer resonates. I wonder if y'all could relate to that, holding on to something that once was, thinking you could go back to that thing and you actually can't. So I'm redesigning my life right now, every single part. My career, my relationship with my body, my faith, my routines, my self worth, and my voice, all of it. No more rearranging. We are building. Some days I legit want to blow my whole life up and start over, but it's not from a place of chaos. It's literally out of clarity. All the clarity that I've been able to sit in and obtain for the past year and a half since I packed up my car, got my puppy, did not renew my lease, and drove 12 hours back home to Michigan, all after going through stage 2 breast cancer for years. So, this version of life I've been living isn't working anymore. And I love myself too much to keep choosing it. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. And I know I'm not the only one feeling it. So, if you so happen to maybe be in your 30s or your 40s and your life looks fine but feels hollow, this is legitimately for you. You're not lost, but you, my dear, are waking up. You're being called to rebuild with intention, not rebuild with obligation. So I'm starting this series. It's called Redesign Your Life. Shocking. But not as an expert, as a woman in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the redesign. And if you're ready to rebuild your life from truth, not trauma, then stick around. That's probably the realest statement I could have ever gotten online and said. And it just feels like so good to say it because I have done so much work internally and the level of awareness that I have about myself now, oh my gosh, I thank myself. I love being in a relationship with myself. I love learning about myself and being intentional about that. But more than anything, being intentional about creating a joy-filled life, right? And every area of my life isn't chaotic. I don't need to burn everything to the ground, but there's certain things right now that still just aren't clicking anymore. And I've had changes in my life in this past year and a half where it's like, okay, I am in a season and a time where it is about me. It is about Renee. It is about living and creating the life that honestly feels authentic and honest. I do believe as we go through parts of our life that we are going to have to revisit and look in the mirror to see, like, hey, does this fit anymore? Does this align with who I am now? Do I still have those same values? Do I still have those same beliefs? And sometimes the answer is no. And guess what? That is okay. I think we've been taught to think that that part isn't okay, but it actually is. We need to give ourselves permission to sit with the no. We need to give ourselves permission to realize when things no longer align. We need to give ourselves permission to realize when a season has run its course, you know? And for a while, I'll be honest, I felt a little nervous no, nervous isn't the word. That's not the right word. I felt unqualified in certain areas to even communicate this. I was hesitant because I'm like, the only thing that I am for certain about in my life right now is literally my career pivot. And on top of that, I am becoming a therapist. How would I look to other people, showing other people that these parts of my life are together when I always want to show up and help? But there's something in me right now that is just like, girl, you just have to show this. You gotta share this. And I mean, I guess in the same token, it's no different than the journey and the frustrations I had of breast cancer and, going through baby loss and other parts where that's what initiated my sharing online 8 years ago. That's what even caused me to get on there and start yapping my mouth because I needed to heal. I was hurting and I needed to talk about it. I needed to express it. And you know what? You know what happened? The best thing that happened to me was the community that I built because guess what? I wasn't alone. When I thought I was the only woman in the world that had a stillborn, I realized I wasn't alone. When I realized the power of sharing and talking about things come with healing. I feel like they're so intertwined. And that literally propelled me in ways I can't even explain because it helped me heal. Now I can talk openly to anybody pretty much about anything because before I am a therapist, before I don't know, all these other titles. I am Renee and I am a human. And I have human experiences just like the next person. And so I just wonder how many other ladies are like experiencing this and going through this. And this is vulnerability in a different aspect because I do like to come on here and share and come across as an authority figure for y'all because I want you to be encouraged. I want to leave you with things to take away that you can actually apply to your life. At the core of my heart, I've always been a problem solver. I've always been someone that, I mean, for a while, the strong one, right? And someone that could uplift you, But when I step into this moment of like, why, okay, why did I do this, Renee? What is feeling off? Why does this feel off? That work has helped me be able to self check and pause and not proceed in a way that no longer aligns like old Renee would have, right? So I've worked so hard to navigate and work out of old patterns and old habits that I used to have. So now I can catch myself at week 3 versus month 3 versus 3 years in, staying somewhere where you've outgrown your welcome. And so much of me feeling like I need to redesign this life is coming from the space of I don't want to regret anything. I legit have a book called Regrets of the Dying. I don't want to regret anything. And I have no idea what's on the other side of my desires and my dreams. I have no idea. I am a 36-year-old single woman. I have no clue what's in store for me, no clue what that looks like. I am a dog mom of one. I mean, I'm a baby loss mom, right? So I'm not actively mothering. I have had that experience. And I just have no idea. No idea. But what I do know, I know I gotta submit this resignation letter, honey, because this is not working for me. And this is gonna be crazy. But I want to share in this redesign era. I want to share with y'all what I do know that has at least got me to this point when I left Atlanta almost 2 years ago to come home and heal out of obedience. I want to share with you what got me out of survival mode of 8 years living in survival mode to right now. But then I want to show you how I'm navigating right now to what's next. And that what's next is the crazy part because let me tell you, this week alone, I got like 2 other job offers that could take me in 2 completely different directions. I'm trying to decide, what do I want to do? Lord, what are we doing? He's guided me, he's given me some input. And then on this other token, it's just like, I just want to leap. I just want to leap. It's like when you've been through so much and you feel like you reach a point where you don't have anything to lose, baby, you will just run off that cliff like and let that parachute go. That's legit how I feel. I feel like this is definitely the craziest video I posted here on YouTube. I did not expect to post this, but I could not shake this because this was on my mind and I'm like, I got to share these thoughts. I got to share this. I posted on Threads the other day talking about life in your 30s, and I could not believe how many people resonated with this. It actually blew me away. I want to read it to you because I literally just shared the difference to me between life at 30 and life 35 plus. I'm 36, so I'll be 37 in 2 seconds. And I was just like, wow, 30. So this is what I shared. I said 30 is the crisis, 35 plus is the comeback. So let me explain that shift between the maybe this isn't working energy of 30 and the burn it down to the ground fire at 35 and up. At 30, you start asking the questions. At 35, you start demanding the answers. At 30, you're afraid to disappoint people. We some people pleasers. At 35, you are afraid to disappoint yourself. At 30, you journal about leaving. Baby, 35, you pack the bags and go. Okay? At 30, you try to make peace with the version of you that followed the rules. So guilty. At 35, you bury her with grace, with gratitude, with empathy, but you do not take her with you. At 30, you want clarity, right? We were looking for it. At 35, peace, joy, play, power, freedom. Listen, the group chat was chatting because, oh my God, 60,000 views later, 55,000 views later. Okay, so I know for a fact I cannot be the only person that feels this way. And I believe it's part my age, part being a cancer survivor now, but maybe more on my age of the awareness, right? Because I'll be 37 soon. And I'm just refusing to continue down a path that doesn't align. The moment something doesn't align anymore, I'm like, oh, like we got to pivot, like the Pac-Man, like we just out of here because this ain't working and this is not going to be it. So do I really know where this is about to take me? Us? Because hopefully you're here for the journey too. I don't, but we're doing it and we're going to see and we're going to do it. And I'm encouraging you, whatever you got to burn to the ground and start over, be honest about yourself. Maybe you accepted that job too, and you're just like, I'm not this woman anymore. 4 years ago, I was her. Why did I think I could step back into this and this was going to be it? No. And don't get me wrong, the work is good and it's purposeful, but this doesn't align with me anymore. And I'm not going to force it because I quite literally would not be happy or satisfied with myself if I did. I deserve to be honest. I deserve to live in truth. I deserve to operate from a place of true joy, right? And that's at my core. That's my compass now. Like joy? Oh, that's my bag. And I know all about it. So this one thing is off. This thing isn't fitting. We got to make some changes. So I'm excited for the Redesign Your Life series. We're just getting started. You may have more spicy random videos for me like this. I don't know. I don't know. But this is probably the realest video yet that I could post. And you know what? I'm going to look back at this video 1 year from now. This is December 17, 2025. I'm going to look back at this video, Lord willing, 1 year from now and be like, girl, we did that. We made some moves. We made some changes. All right, y'all. Let's go.